Let me ask you something that might feel a little uncomfortable. When did you last look in the mirror at your hair and feel genuinely proud of what you saw? Not relieved, not resigned, not thinking, well, it is fine for my age. Actually proud. Because here is the conversation nobody is having honestly enough. Thin hair over 60 is not a problem to be managed. It is not something to hide under hats or disguise with dry shampoo and a prayer. When it is cut and styled correctly, thin hair over 60 can look absolutely extraordinary. Soft, dimensional, elegant, and full of life. The reason most women with thin hair over 60 are not experiencing that is not because of their hair. It is because of the haircuts and styling approaches they have been given, which were designed for thicker hair, and then applied to fine hair without any real adjustment. The result is hair that looks flat, limp, sparse, and tired. And the woman wearing it feels invisible. Today we are ending that. I am going to show you 3 specific hairstyles designed from the ground up for thin hair over 60. Not adapted from styles for thicker hair. Actually built for the texture, density, and beautiful natural quality of fine mature hair. And I am going to tell you not just what these styles look like, but exactly why they work, so that when you sit in that salon chair you know precisely what to ask for and precisely why. And if you are new here, subscribe right now, because this channel exists for women over 60 who refuse to accept invisible as their only option. We are here every single week with real practical honest wisdom about looking and feeling exactly as extraordinary as you actually are. Stay with me until the end, because I am also going to share the 3 biggest mistakes women with thin hair over 60 are making every single day and how to stop immediately. Before we get into the 3 styles, I want to give you something that changes how you think about your hair entirely. Because most of the frustration women feel about thin hair over 60 comes from approaching it as if it were the same as thin hair at 30. It is not. And understanding the difference is everything. After 60, thin hair has a specific combination of qualities that younger fine hair does not have. It is finer in diameter, which means individual strands are slender and light. It often has less density, which means fewer strands overall. But it also frequently has a natural texture and a slight wave or irregularity that younger fine hair lacks. And that texture, that slight natural movement, is genuinely one of the most beautiful qualities mature fine hair possesses. The mistake most stylists and most women make is trying to fight all of these qualities. They try to add artificial bulk. They try to create the appearance of thick, dense hair. They use products and techniques designed for a completely different hair type. And the result always looks exactly like what it is. A thin-haired woman trying to look like she has thick hair. The approach that actually works is completely different. It works with the natural qualities of fine mature hair. It celebrates the lightness. It uses the natural texture. It creates styles that look genuinely beautiful for what they are, not styles that try to pretend to be something they are not. With that understanding, let us look at the 3 styles. Style 1. The Precision Feathered Bob. This is the style I recommend first to almost every woman with thin hair over 60, because when it is executed correctly it does something that seems almost impossible. It makes fine thin hair look fuller, richer, and more dimensional than hair that is actually twice as dense. The Precision Feathered Bob sits at the chin or just slightly above it. Not below the chin, because length below the chin on fine hair pulls the hair down and makes it look limp and sparse. Not too short, because we still want enough length to create the feathering technique that is the heart of this style. The feathering is everything. Traditional bobs have blunt ends that are cut straight across. This is actually one of the worst things you can do to fine hair, because it reveals exactly how thin each individual section of hair is. When the ends are blunt and the hair is sparse, the sparseness is undeniable. Feathering changes this completely. The ends are cut in soft diagonal pieces that taper to a lighter edge. These tapered ends catch light differently from blunt ends. They create the appearance of depth and layering even when the hair is actually quite fine. The eye reads those feathered light-catching ends as fullness and dimension, because that is exactly what they look like. The internal layers in a feathered bob need to be cut with extreme precision. Too many layers in fine hair removes too much weight, and the hair collapses. Too few layers and the hair sits flat and heavy. The right number of layers for fine mature hair is fewer than most stylists think. 2 or 3 carefully placed internal layers that create movement at specific points without removing the weight that fine hair needs to hold any shape at all. 4 silver and gray hair. This style is particularly beautiful. The natural variation in silver tones means the feathered ends pick up light in multiple different ways, creating a multi-dimensional shimmer that looks like expensive highlighting without any color work at all. Ask your stylist specifically for a feathered bob with precision internal layers and point-cut ends. Tell them you have fine hair, and you do not want thinning shears used anywhere. Thinning shears on fine hair create wispy, irregular ends that look sparse rather than textured. Point cutting with the tips of straight shears creates the feathering effect you want without removing density you cannot afford to lose. Styling is minimal and should stay that way. A small amount of volumizing mousse applied to the roots only while the hair is damp. Blow dry with a medium round brush, rolling the ends very slightly under or outward. Finish with a light flexible hold spray at the roots only. Never spray all over because product all over fine hair flattens it immediately. The style should feel light, soft, and touchable. If it feels stiff or coated, you have used too much product. Style 2. The soft layered crop with textured top. This style is for the woman who is ready to go shorter and discover that shorter is actually where thin hair looks its absolute best. Because here is the truth that most women with fine hair have never fully accepted. Length is the enemy of fine hair. The longer fine hair gets, the more gravity works against it. The more the weight of the length pulls the hair down and reveals the sparseness. Short hair removes that gravitational pull entirely, and the hair is free to do something it cannot do at longer lengths. It floats. The soft layered crop sits shorter than the bob. The back and sides are cut close and clean. The top has significantly more length than the sides, and is cut in soft disconnected layers that are directed upward and slightly forward. That upward direction is the technical secret of this style. When the layers at the top are cut to encourage upward natural growth, they create a gentle lift at the crown that makes the hair look fuller and more present than it actually is. The hair literally defies gravity instead of surrendering to it. And the result looks like volume that grew naturally from the head rather than volume that was manufactured with product. The disconnection between the shorter sides and the longer top is what gives this style its modern quality. The contrast between the two lengths creates visual interest that draws the eye to the shape of the cut itself rather than to the density of the hair. This is the styling principle that makes this cut so powerful for thin hair. When the cut is interesting enough, the eye focuses on the shape, not on the thickness. For women who have thinning specifically at the crown, which is one of the most common concerns for women over 60, this style is particularly powerful. The longer top layers can be positioned to cover the crown area, while the upward direction of the cut creates the appearance of fullness right where it is most needed. The texture at the top needs to be created with precision. Your stylist should use slide cutting or razor cutting through the top layers to create soft feathered texture that moves and catches light. Not thinning shears. Not aggressive point cutting that removes too much density. Gentle, precise texture work that adds movement without compromising the weight you need. Styling is genuinely simple and takes less than 5 minutes once you know the technique. Apply a lightweight volumizing mousse to damp roots at the crown specifically. Use a small diffuser on low heat, directing the airflow upward toward the crown. The heat and the airflow together encourage the hair to lift and set in an upward direction. Finish with a tiny amount of soft, flexible pomade worked through just the top layers with your fingertips to define the texture and add a soft, healthy sheen. The key with this style is to avoid touching it too much after styling. Every time you run your fingers through fine hair, you are flattening it. Style it once with intention, and then leave it completely alone. The hair will hold the shape and the volume far longer when it is not being disturbed. Style 3. The textured silver shag with soft fringe. This is the style that surprises women most, because when they first hear shag they think of thick 1970s hair full of heavy layers, and they cannot imagine how that could possibly work for thin fine hair. And they are right that a traditional heavy shag would be a disaster for fine hair. But the textured silver shag is nothing like that. It is something entirely different and entirely more beautiful. The textured silver shag for thin fine hair over 60 is built around one central principle: the illusion of density through movement. When hair moves, when it is genuinely in motion as you turn your head or walk through a door, the eye cannot accurately assess its density. Moving hair always looks fuller than still hair. And the shag is the cut that maximizes movement more than any other style. The layers in this shag are long and graduated. The shortest layers sit at the crown creating lift. The longest layers sit at the perimeter creating movement. And between those 2 points the layers graduate smoothly, creating a cascading effect that gives even very fine hair the appearance of significant volume and life. The fringe is the most important element, and the most misunderstood. For fine hair over 60, a heavy blunt fringe is completely wrong. It sits flat against the forehead, reveals how fine the hair is, and makes the whole look feel dated and heavy. The fringe in this style is wispy and textured. It is cut in soft irregular pieces that sit lightly on the forehead and move with the hair rather than sitting like a shelf. This wispy fringe does something beautiful for mature faces. It softens the forehead area gently. It frames the eyes. It creates a sense of movement and life around the face that makes the whole look feel youthful and modern without looking like it belongs to a different decade. The side sections of the shag should be cut to graze the cheekbones. When hair just touches the cheekbones, it draws attention to that feature, which is one of the most beautifully prominent features on a mature face. This technique is called face framing, and it is one of the most powerful tools in any hairstylist's kit for making mature women look immediately more youthful and radiant. For silver and white hair, this shag is genuinely extraordinary. The movement of the layers means the silver tones catch light from multiple angles simultaneously. The effect is a kind of luminous shimmer that looks expensive and intentional, and is produced entirely by the cut itself with no color work needed. The styling technique for this style is the one most women get completely wrong. They try to blow it smooth and add volume with a round brush, and it never works because that technique flattens the natural movement that makes this style work. The correct approach is the opposite of that. Apply a small amount of sea salt spray, or a lightweight texturizing spray to damp hair. Scrunch gently and then diffuse on the lowest heat setting. The diffuser maintains the natural movement while the heat sets it. Do not comb or brush after diffusing. Use your fingers only. A tiny amount of light hold cream worked through with the fingertips to define the layers, and that is everything the style needs. The natural movement does all the work. The 3 biggest mistakes women with thin hair over 60 make. Mistake 1. Using too much product trying to create volume. This is the most common mistake, and it creates the exact opposite of what you want. When fine hair is loaded with volumizing sprays, thickening creams, and heavy mousses, the weight of the product drags the hair down and flattens it against the scalp. The hair looks greasy, limp, and even thinner than it actually is. Less product used more precisely is always the answer for fine hair. A small amount of lightweight mousse at the roots only. A tiny amount of flexible pomade through the ends only. That is all fine hair needs and all it can handle. Mistake 2. Washing hair too frequently. This sounds counterintuitive because fine hair gets oily quickly, and the instinct is to wash it more often. But overwashing strips the hair of its natural oils, and those oils are actually part of what gives fine hair its body and its ability to hold a style. Washing fine hair every other day rather than every day, and using a gentle sulfate-free shampoo with a lightweight volumizing conditioner applied only to the ends makes an enormous difference to how the hair looks and behaves. Mistake 3. Asking for the wrong kind of texture. Many women with fine hair ask their stylist for texture thinking that texture equals volume. And it does when it is created correctly. But thinning shears, razor cutting done too aggressively, and excessive point cutting all create the wrong kind of texture for fine hair. They remove too much density, create irregular wispy ends that reveal the sparseness of the hair, and make fine hair look thinner rather than fuller. Always specify to your stylist that you want texture created through slide cutting or gentle point cutting with straight shears, and that you do not want thinning shears used anywhere on your hair. Point 3 styles. The precision feathered bob that creates fullness and dimension through feathered light-catching ends. The soft layered crop with textured top that defies gravity and creates lift exactly where fine hair needs it most. And the textured silver shag with soft fringe that uses movement and face framing to make thin hair look luminous and full of life. None of these styles are compromises. None of them are making the best of a difficult situation. They are genuinely beautiful styles that thin fine hair over 60 wears better than any other hair type because they are built for exactly the qualities that make fine mature hair what it is. Your hair is not the problem. It never was. The approach was the problem. And now you have a better one. I want to hear from you. Which of these 3 styles spoke to you? Are you going to book that appointment this week? Tell me in the comments and tell me what your biggest thin hair challenge has been. This community is full of women who understand exactly what you are going through, and your experience genuinely matters here. If this video gave you something useful, please give it a like and share it with a woman you know who needs to hear this. And if you have not yet subscribed, do it right now. We are here every single week for women who refuse to accept invisible as their identity. I will see you in the next one. Stay bold, stay light, and as always, stay completely and unapologetically yourself.